This, people, is a French copy of Super Trouper by the well-known beat combo ABBA. I'm going to put it on now. It's going to be the only time that this is ever being played. It's going to be consigned, I'm afraid. I know it's a French copy and therefore it's of interest to UK people, but it's going to be consigned, I'm afraid, to the bin. Watch this, okay? The sound you're hearing is just from my speakers, so it's not going to sound very good when it's being recorded by this iPhone. This is an iPhone 6S, by the way. Okay, so here we go. Hang on, I'm just going to turn it over. You can hear how noisy that is. That's had a clean. It's what happens when you don't look after your records. I can't remember where I got this from, but I've got about 4 copies of Super Trouper. This is not how to turn a record over, by the way. I'm trying to do it one-handed. But yeah, this is not how to look after records. It doesn't matter, you know, what you use to clean these sorts of things with. You know, you could use a magic wand and it's still not going to create a miracle out of this. See if I can see how warped that is.
Super Trouper beams are gonna blind me, but I won't feel blue like I always do.
See how that goes up and down? It's like a merry-go-round. This Rega Exact is doing its very best to hang on to it. Right, that's coming off now, and that is going in the bin. Okay, I don't know if you heard it, but every time it went up the warp, it went. But that, you know, tone arm, the RB808 tone arm is, you know, an absolute cracker. It will hold on to, you know, just about, you know, any imperfection in a record, and it will cling on for dear life. But even so, it's not going to have an easy time playing it. It doesn't sound very nice, okay? By the time you get to Me and I, at the end of side 1, it's actually sort of almost palatable, but, you know, that's, you know, whoever owned that record, I think it was an eBay buy, but whoever owned that record, really, you know, you should be hung upside down and dipped in treacle for that one. And whilst we're on the subject of my 4 copies of Super Trouper, this one here is a German one, okay? This is the inner sleeve, made of paper. This is what the sharp sort of outer edge of a record will do to those paper sleeves, okay? There's no anti-static coating inside, it's just paper, and in fact it feels rather harsh in there, okay? You can see where my fingers are there, but it feels rather harsh, okay? This is a Polydor version, and again, it's not warped, but this one just is crackled and whatever to absolute nothingness. And again, it's another record that hasn't been looked after properly, okay? Get sleeves like this, okay? These ones are incredibly fiddly, okay? I'm gonna go to 33 covers or whatever it's called, covers 33 or something. on the website and order some decent sleeves, because these ones are really fiddly to use, and I've dropped a few records with these sleeves before. To see how, you know, how difficult they are to open and whatever. So yeah, I think you know, they're just paper, but with a plastic coating inside that that basically it takes the static off your records as you put them in and out of the sleeves. Okay, those paper things, you know, after, with time, you know, and with frequent playing, they wear the records out. Okay, as well as that, this has probably been played on not a very good system, and yeah, sounds awful. This Vogue one has probably been put on a radiator. Okay, so unfortunately, it's the bin for both of them. However, over here, 2 copies of Super Trouper here. These are epic ones. Okay, they're both original ones because they've got this, the Gift of Music Win a Saab competition on the corner of the thing, and if you're lucky, you might even have the actual rules of the competition and everything in there. Look what that is. There it is. Look, that's it. ABBA, the Gift of Music, and you could win a Saab. You had to see how many times the word ABBA was written in that sort of puzzle there. You even got it on the cassette as well, because I had the cassette. Exclusive merchandise offer. I think I've shown this before, but I'm showing it again. The ABBA magazine. I used to collect that every month. Although I don't remember seeing any of those shirts. ABBA Super Trouper t-shirts. It would be quite nice to have had some of those. And that badge. Let's see when the closing date for that competition was, shall we? 10th of January 1981. You can't see it in the small print down there. It's ridiculously hard to read. I haven't got my glasses on either. But there you go. So essentially, these copies play okay. And, you know, 1981 still makes them over 30 years old. Well, 1980 was when the album came out, but obviously with the, you know, it still makes them over 30 years old. And yeah, what else can I say? Lovely. Okay. And those both play beautifully, by the way. Yeah, there's a little bit of crackle on there, just maybe on the outer grooves, but they play absolutely gorgeously. And yeah, the thing that's, you know, playing both of those records yesterday, the thing that really kind of struck me was on Lay All Your Love on Me. The synthesizers are just so gorgeous, and you know, that's analog synths for you people. Much better than the modern rubbish that you get. See you later.